There are probably other things that you should review, but these are mine. The way I do a 12-week year is a lot different than most people. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I try to keep the scoring as simple as possible so that this whole process doesn't take me more than 15 to 20 minutes to review the week and the habits and all that stuff. Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. This one should be pretty quickly. I am for maybe the third time participating in a 12-week year, which means I have 12 weeks to finish the goals that I have set out. I have already gone over the goals with you guys, but for those of you that are new, my goals for the next 12 weeks is to lose 10 pounds, add $1,000 to my savings and debts, and reach 6K subs on YouTube. So you guys can definitely help me out with reaching the YouTube goals. I think we're at 5,500 or something like that. So what I did for this first week, the first week ran from May 5th through May 11th. So since that's over, I did go through and look at my habit tracker to see which tasks or habits I stayed on top of. That's next 12-week year. Alright, so here's the calendar that I was using to track those things. I do have other things that I'm tracking too, but I have those to the side because I want to make sure I'm focusing on these first. So the first task is to get at least 7,000 steps in a day. The second is no screens after 8 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. Use my planner at least 5 days a week. No dining out at least 5 days a week. And 60 ounces of water minimum every day. So as you can see, I did pretty good for the steps. There was only one day where I didn't reach it. Don't ask me why, because I really don't know why I didn't reach it that day. I probably worked from home and did absolutely nothing afterwards. Friday is the day that I choose to just relax. So I go to work, and after that, like, we're not doing anything. If we need to go to eat something, we dine out on Fridays. But that is my day where I don't do any schoolwork. I don't do any YouTube. I just relax on Fridays. I do give myself that. So that's probably what that was. But I still reached everything because the only thing that I needed to do every day is the 60-ounce minimum. The rest are 5 days a week. Yep, the rest are 5 days a week. So the 60-ounce minimum, the only day I didn't get it was actually the first day of the 12-week year. I don't know if I just didn't prepare or bring my water bottle or what, but I've got it every other time. No screens. I did pretty good except for, well, Friday and Saturday don't count, except for Sunday. Everything else. Third, I use my planner every day. That one was easy. No dining out. We dined out on Friday and Sunday. So still within 5 days, we did not dine out. And I already went over the 60 ounces. Okay, so I did go ahead and score myself down here. You'll see I did 100 in the 7,000 steps because I only needed 5 days that were over 7,000. And I had 6. 80% for the no screens because this day, using the no screens is Sunday through Thursday. So even though it's just 5 days, it's those 5 days that I want to be on top of it. And I missed Sunday night. So that's 80%. Everything else is 100% because we got 5 or more days in those goals. So totaling a 96% for the first week of the 12-week year, which is really good. And the total amount of steps I had for that week was 49,905. And so I just put that there so that I can kind of keep track of what weeks I'm doing better than others. And then I do keep, as part of the 12-week year, you should write down what things went well, what things you were challenged in, and what you want to improve on. There are probably other things that you should review, but these are mine. The way I do a 12-week year is a lot different than most people. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I try to keep the scoring as simple as possible so that this whole process doesn't take me more than 15 to 20 minutes to review the week and the habits and all that stuff. So for my wins, no social media for that week. Unfortunately, I did get back on it for last day or so, so that's not good. But it saves so much time when I don't use it, because it's very easy to get caught in watching one short over and over and after another. So hours can go by without even noticing. Morning is doing good. I am waking up at 5:30 a.m. and making my bed and getting my whole routine out. So the mornings are going well. I would like to start waking up at 5 a.m. if I can possibly get there. But right now, I finally made it to 5:30 a.m., so that's good. Challenges with saying no to sweets. I am still struggling. Still struggling with the sweets. I haven't had any today so far, so hopefully I can keep it that way. Do not purchase. So that's one of my tips for myself, not to purchase any sweets. Then, the only way that I will get exposed to it is if somebody else offers it to me. Think of food as fuel. That's a tip that I learned this week, is that you need to treat your body as special as it is. Food is just for fuel. It's not technically for us to enjoy it. Once you're full, stop eating. Don't be gluttonous. So I'm just keeping those things in mind. I did lose a lot of weight by just paying attention to when I'm full and stopping when I'm full. Staying on schedule. So staying on schedule for my planning, that's something that I struggled with. But if I have plans for the week, I get it done at some point in that week. I'm not really good at the daily thing, but they get done at the end of the day. My improvement tips for myself were to be flexible with my schedule. Like I said, as long as it gets done within that week and there's not a time frame that it has to be done by, I'm okay with that. Reevaluate my routine. I need to reevaluate my weekly routine. I did set one up for when school was in session, but since I have the next 2 weeks off of school, I feel like this is a good time to reevaluate that routine to see if that schedule is still working. And my YouTube calendar, I decided to keep that in my planner so that, when I'm at work or out and about, I know which days I need to film and what content I'm doing for those days. So I did put that back in here. I took it out and put it back. If you guys want to look at my planner setup, please feel free to look at that video. I did that, I think, at the end of last year, setting up my new planner. And I just started going back to using this. So 96% is really good. That's probably one of the better scores that I've ever had in a 12-week year. So a strong start to the year. That's really all I wanted to show you guys. Oh, and I did put it in here. I just kind of want to keep something solid in here. Plan ahead, be flexible, ab workout in the morning. So that's another tip that I am working on. I didn't even have that as one of my habits to track, but I am tracking that in a separate space. But that is working out to do that in the morning. I feel like for me, mornings is when I get it out the way and get it done. I feel better throughout the rest of the day, because when I come home from work, I just want to make dinner and relax. I don't want to have to do a workout. So working out in the morning works better. I do need to plan my cardio days. I haven't been great at that. I probably need to do a workout tonight. Even if it's a short one, though, better than nothing. I do want to do that. And for water, I did give myself water time frames so that I probably should have went over that when you guys saw it. So I want to make sure I do 20 ounces by 10 a.m., 20 by 12, 20 by 2, and at least 20 by 6. So that'll give me 80 ounces. Right now, I'm doing a minimum of 60 because I was even lacking in that before. So that's still an improvement. Again, like I always say, it's about progression and not about perfection. As long as you're doing better than you were before, I feel, for me personally, I feel better. Every day feels better. I go to sleep feeling better, feeling accomplished, feeling like the day is actually over and I've done everything that I needed to do just to feel accomplished. And making my bed, I will say that has made a huge difference. I've been doing that for a long time now. But since the beginning of the year, that was one of my things to start doing, because it does start your day off right. You've accomplished one thing and it kind of rolls down throughout the rest of the day, especially when I come home and my room's nice and clean, and that makes a huge difference in my day because it kind of gives me a transition from work to home, and home feels peaceful when things are nice and clean. All right, and when it's not, it's not. Okay, that's it for me today. Let me know if you guys have 12-week year goals and what those goals are. And if there's anything from my process of the 12-week year that you would adopt or look into. Everybody does it a little bit different, but there are specific rules to the 12-week year. This way just works for me. And when I find something that works, I stick to it. And it's hard for me to find something that works. So since this is working, I'm going to keep doing it this way. But let me know if you have any questions down below. As always, like I said, it is about progression and not about perfection. I want you guys to have a great evening and happy saving. Bye.